Oh my God, you gotta kill me. Ha ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? As soon as I freaking hit this live stream, I got an error message that the live stream wasn't working. What is going on? Happy Monday to each and every one of you. An error occurred. Please try again later. So hopefully this is live. Let me know if you can see me, and it is live, but I got an error in YouTube Studio. Got an error in YouTube Studio. What's property rich like? Siege, you're running late. I'm like, yeah. Guess what happened? I got to share the story. Little Miss Crypto Siege got a little text, right? Um, and I think she got the text this morning from some people. She got a text, and now we have her, we have her properly trained and educated on text, emails, caution, security, verify with your dad, etc. before you do any of these kind of things. So she always, you know, dad, I just got a text message. Dad, I just got an email. Dad, I just got a phone call, right? Always. And so she sends me this text, and I read the text and I say, well, just respond hi. Just respond hi to this text message. This is what I tell her to do. To only respond hi. So she responds hi, and then this person proceeds to call her, right? Because he got her phone number. He calls her and explains. Now, I told her to only respond hi. That's it. But since he called, she answers and she talks, and he begins to tell her all this information about her financial product and etc. And guess what I can do? I can get you your stuff sooner than you're expected to get it, type of deal. But when I talked to her on the phone, because he had all her information, she said, well, this is legit. These are the people that I originally dealt with, right? And I'm like, no, it's not the original people that you dealt with. It's someone who's trying to provide you with something sooner rather than later for a fee or to their benefit, not necessarily to your benefit. But in any case, so that's why I was running late, Property Rich, trying to explain to her on the phone, okay, no more communication. I said to just text hi only. You went into a conversation with you answered the phone call from the dude. Now I'm gonna here's a lesson that we can go over when you get home from work. So we can share another lesson with Little Miss Crypto Siege about how the world works. So that's what we'll do. That's why I was running late, trying to. But he had all the information. He knew everything about it. So in any case, it has to be legit, right? I'm saying, well, it's not necessarily illegal, but it's not the original people that you dealt with and should be dealing with going forward. You know, trying to leverage the time preference thing. You know how they sell you on the time preference thing. So it's another one of those. Is it J.G. Wentworth? I think it's J.G. Wentworth. One of those type of companies. Uh, type of deal. So you know how they advertise, you can get your stuff earlier, sooner than later. So let me know if you guys can see me live. I hope that I did not just go through that whole explanation for why I was running late and you guys can't see it or could hear it. Can you hear me or see me live? What's going on right now? Because I got an error message. So I need to know. Are you guys with me or no? Let me go here. What's going on, David? How are you, bro? Did you hear me explain all this stuff about Little Miss Crypto Siege and why I was running late with my live stream? Did you hear all of that? Let's go here. Let's go to the video content. Let's see if this live stream is actually live because I got an error message in YouTube Studio. Let's go here. Let's go to this. See, am I actually, if it's actually up and running. Okay. Okay, so that one is good. My other one was not great. Oh, you got in late, so you missed it? I'm just wanting to make sure that the stream is correct and up to date. Let's go back here. Let me refresh this. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. Flare Networks, Flywheel, redefining the crypto economy, in my opinion. And give a shout out to my guy, Steve, for home real estate. He spent like an hour doing a live stream, going over the Flare Networks economy, going over some of the dApps and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get him on, invite him on a live stream when he hops in, and we're going to go over some different things. I probably will just use my test wallet and we'll go through some stuff. We'll kind of go through it together. Okay, so now it's working. Okay, great. Appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor and hit that like button. And we're going to probably go through some stuff together. Currently, I've been only using my test wallet, which is a MetaMask wallet, not the Bifrost wallet. I've been just using a test MetaMask wallet. When I say test, like less than $100, just trying different dApps and stuff out. But I also recognize as well that, they recommend you use one wallet for these emissions and kind of build up. So in other words, I wasn't using the wallet with the vast majority of my FLR, the vast majority with my WFLR. I was just using this little test wallet. And I was going to wait because I'm staking. Okay. I'm staking using the Bifrost wallet. And I was going to wait until that period ends and go back to wrapping and delegating. I just feel like there's a little bit more flexibility in wrapping and delegating as opposed to staking the FLR tokens. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll see. I'm going to talk to, I'm going to try to, what's going on, Alex G? I'm going to try to have Steve on the channel during a live stream, ask him some questions back and forth and play around a little bit more there, because he's really, really familiar with the little nuances in Flare Network. So he's really, really, really familiar with, I can tell that he's really, really familiar with the little nuances, right? And so I'm going to get him on, and I'm going to ask him to come on, see if he has some time or something to kind of hop on, and we'll discuss some things. We'll go over some different, again, nuances, and we'll go over the different platforms. Like he has a Focus Pass NFT. He's doing that. I want to see what that's about and see if that's something that you guys might want to consider or that we would want to consider, right? Do I need to take some dirty, nasty fiat and turn it into FLR and go get these Focus Passes? What's the benefits, pros, and the cons? These kind of things. Again, he just feels, for me, he feels very, very comfortable and knowledgeable on the little nuances, right? And I'll share some stuff with him about DeFi as well when we have this conversation. That I know, I think he can benefit from that as well. But he really does he has a good take on the Flare eco. David O'Coin says, good information today on Flare from DeFi Divi. Are you talking about on X, David? Are you talking about on X? Or does DeFi Divi have does he have a YouTube channel? So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get that guy on. So we're going to go through some Flare stuff. I got to get through on YouTube. Okay. Oh yeah, I know who DeFi DB is. Yeah, I've watched some of his stuff. Um, I know who he is. I know who he is. Um, yeah, I know who he is. So I'm going to go through some stuff on X, go over the numbers, of course, with CoinGecko as well. And I may or may not cover Rabby Wallet. I am going to be transitioning to the Rabby Wallet. MetaMask has just become it's just ugh. It's just becoming not great. So I'm going to do that and kind of walk through that as well. And kind of go, who with DeFi Divi? David Elkon says you guys should hook up with talking about with DeFi Divi. Yeah, I'll have them on the channel as well. Like, go live, like just do a live stream and have them join in a live stream. Something like that. Because again, it's the little nuances, so things that I'm not familiar with Flare, and the decentralized apps on Flare. Like I'm not a big, I don't know enough about Enosis, for example, to I know enough about DeFi, but I don't know enough about Enosis. Like why Apsis, why Helion, et cetera, et cetera, that type of stuff. So gain some perspective for people who are a little bit more familiar with that. Even though I did do a little LPing or testing on Enosis, right? So those kind of things. For sure. But I could tell you right now, I'm really excited about Kinetics, really excited about SparkDex thus far. Maybe I got to find out. Should I be a little bit more excited about Enosis? What they got going on there. Should I be a little bit more excited about the Focus Pass NFTs, staking it, and whatever, all that kind of stuff. So I'll bring those guys on and just kind of talk a little bit about that. I wasn't going to do. It's not really an interview though. So I said I wasn't going to do interviews until 10,000 subs. I'm actually changed that to 9,000 subs per some after some mentorship stuff. I'm like, they're like, yeah, probably should do it at 9. Don't wait till 10. Because things are just moving so fast. So I'm going to do it at 9. I'll do it at 9K instead of 10K. But in any case, let's go over this stuff. Let's go over these numbers. I made a couple of BTC purchases today and yesterday. Take advantage of that under 64 K. So we're going to go over Flare Networks. We're going to go over a bunch of this stuff here on X real quick, only so I can get rid of all these tabs that I got open. And of course, if we go over CoinGecko, we'll go over Banter Bubbles, and then we'll get into the Flare Flywheel, the Flare Networks Flywheel. My guy Steve made a very, very interesting point today that he thought the economy and the flywheel is kind of set up where you don't have to sell your FLR, and we're going to speak to that as well when we get into it, because this is another thing that I think that we all going to need going forward with taxes, going forward just as business owners, is some things that we're probably going to need to do. So we'll talk about that as well. What's going on, Pookie? All right, so let's get into these numbers again. Happy Monday. Crawfish is in the building. What's good, my guy? How are you? Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be super cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. I entered in a liquidity pool. Okay, perfect. That's good. With FLR. All right, let's go to CoinGecko here. Let's see if BTC is still under 64. Property Rich, you still there, bro? Did you check in? Did you check in, checking my tardiness and then check out? What happened, bro? Are you still here? Is that right? 63, 388, is that right? Oh, no, it's not 63, 469. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's do it. Let's do it, fam. listen, according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 2 point, well, might as well say 3%, 3% in the last 24 hours, and is currently at 2.31 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is over 54, more like 55%. Bitcoin is trading at $63,465 again. And on a 30-day, it's down 7%, 7.5%. Ethereum is trading at $2,696. Again, on the 30-day, Ethereum is down 17%. Solana is trading at $157 again. And on the 30-day, it's down 13%. I use the 30-day because I think it's hugely important. For me, it's a really, really good way to track where the market is going and how assets are comparing up or down to Bitcoin, because this is hugely important. Bitcoin is the trend. It's the leader. It's the leading indicator. It's important to know, for me, when things are going down, which asset is going down the least. Because when everything is going up, everything's going up. You're going to get your multiples. In my opinion, what we need to track is, what is the thing that's going down the least as compared to Bitcoin? Right? So Solana, again, there it is. XRP is at 58 cents. On the 30-day, it's down 2.3%. I'm just not messing around with Tron. I know you could probably go get a quick money grab there, but I'm not going to do it. All right. What we got? I'm hoping to see if we can take a little position on Aave if we get enough of a thing. But we're not getting it. We're not 5% ain't gonna cut it, baby. It ain't gonna cut it. So yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get that. And again, it's not a big deal. This is down maybe 70, 80%. Let's check Aave. Let's check Aave out. The DeFi OG. I think DeFi is going to come back in a big time way. Institutions love it. In my opinion, they absolutely love it. And I think they're going to come back in a big time way. All right, what is it down from this all-time high? It's 80% down. 80%. All-time high is 661. I think the Aave, both Aave and Maker, the OGs, right? Because institutions are not messing around with some new thing. Okay. They're going to go to the OGs. They've already gone to the OGs, both Maker and Aave already. Okay. And both Maker and Aave are revamping some things, right? Whether it's revamping their governance, whether it's revamping tokenomics and different things like that. They're doing this, and I believe it's in preparation for that new institutional money that's going to come. So $26, so it's 400 extra where it currently was as an all-time low. That's still not bad. I mean, all-time high was 660. So that's 4x, 4.5. I don't know if that's 5 to the all-time high. Again, DeFi OG, and I believe there's going to be some better benefits to staking the token. And I think that's important. And I think that's because they changed some of their kind of like their DAO governance token model. These numbers are not, right, coincidental, right? This is not a happenstance thing. This is an OG. This is an older project. And you're not getting these kind of numbers on an old project like that unless the word is out on the benefits of this new governance model that they got going on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I don't know. Again, this Aave and Maker, just like Maker, is now got this nice year over year for dollar cost averaging. I believe the Aave token is looking to do that as well. They're trying to become a token that people can buy and accumulate and hold on to and return net year over year returns. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum is like 75, 85%. Bitcoin, 40, 50%. Solana is, closer to 300%. And they want to become that. But you got to have the right model. And then, of course, I think for me, the users and the TVL and all of that stuff is there, and it's going to get even better. So this is what I think they're trying to do, become that type of token, just like Maker, right? Just like Maker. And Maker's even, they're revamping their thing from the previous model that was still pretty good on the dollar cost average strategy. So they're trying to become the Mag 7, as we like to say on the channel. In my opinion, this is what they're trying to do. They want to become that Mag 7, if you will. One of those tokens. All right. So, okay, show that. I went through the numbers. Awesome. Let's go to Band of Bubbles real quick. We're going to run through this X stuff, fam. And then, because I really want to get into some of the Flynn Network stuff. And you guys can let me know, anyone interested in transitioning from MetaMask to the Rabi wallet? It's getting significantly better reviews in the crypto ecosystem than MetaMask. I know everyone's comfortable with MetaMask. I certainly was. But these last few days using it has been it's just not been great. I've had Rabi wallet in the past. I ended up taking it off my computer completely. And because again, this was in the past. This was, I don't know, early days. I don't know, 2 years ago, 20 months ago, something like that. All right, so assets, top 100 tokens outperforming Bitcoin year to date. Top 100. We got Brett, we got Bunk, we got Whiff, same old, same old. Outperforming Bitcoin, meme coins. Popcat's in the building now. Meme coin, 3,688%. I don't know. I took my memes into Whiff. I took my Solana meme into Whiff. I don't know if Popcat is on Solana or is Popcat Ethereum or what it is. So I don't know. 36x up is not 253x if you understand what I'm saying. So, but in any case, that's kind of where I am right now. All right, let's get rid of this. I don't know why my laptop just. Let's refresh. Oh boy. Gosh, Jesus, goodness gracious. Just spinning. Just spinning. Can I get rid of that? No. It's just freaking spinning. All right, we don't have time. We don't have time. Pookie, minting, redeeming, and liquidity pool. What does that mean, bro? Mr. XRP All In is in the building. How are you doing, bro? How are you doing? All right, so Banner Bubble is just not cooperating. I don't know. I don't know why. So let's go through a bunch of this X stuff. Hopefully I can save my property rich, man. What happened? Did you not hear my explanation for why I was running late? with my conversation with Little Miss Crypto Seed? Did you miss that? Have you checked it up? Did you miss that explanation, Property Rich? No, you missed it. So yeah, having a little conversation with Miss Crypto Siege. You were on a call. Oh, awesome. So I both Miss Crypto Siege and Little Miss Crypto Siege, try to explain to them, educate them on the scams, the world we live in. So got little Miss Crypto Siege very trained on not responding to emails, not responding to texts, not answering phone calls, to reach out to me. Send me the text, send me the email, call me, blah, 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 right? Anything you get. Anything you get. So she texted me a text. I didn't see the text from someone. So she called me and told me, hey, did you see that text? I'm like, no, I did not see the text. She's like, I got this text about a financial product that she owns. And I'm like, she asked me to read the text. So I read the text and I said, okay. Just respond hi, right? It was about an annuity that she owns. I said, just respond hi. So she says, okay. So she responds hi. As soon as she responds, guess what they do? They call her. Look how bad this is. But they call her. I'm going to try to get rid of some of these things. I just don't know what I can get rid of and what I can't right now. So they call her, right? And they go over, hi, and they give her all this information about her financial thing that she has, right? And makes her think that, well, if they got this information, surely they're, on the up and up or whatever. And it's not about so much being on the up and up as if they're reaching out to you, they got something to gain, right? They're not going to just be reaching out to you. This thing is, right? They're not going to just be reaching out to you. So let me stop the share. Let me see if I can close out a couple of browsers here because it's close out some stuff. Wow. Okay, let's try that again. Close out. Let's close out some Google Chrome stuff. So she fasset-beta.flarelabs.org. What's that, Pookie Pookie? What is that? So anyhow, she's like, she calls me back and she's like, oh, I talked to them on the phone. I said, okay, you talked to them on the phone. Okay, what did I say? Well, they told me, she said they knew all my numbers. They knew what the annuity was. They knew, when my next thing was and what the next thing was. And I'm like, okay. She said, so yeah. And they sent me a disclosure statement in the email and they want me to go through and sign it. I'm like, okay, don't do that and stop communicating with them, right? Because and she's like, why? I said, because they're trying to sell you something or they're trying to get your thing and offer you some other thing, some money cheaper, right? So it's like a JG Wentworth type of deal. It's a JG Wentworth, whatever. I think it's what it is. And she was like, she said it's legit because of the phone number. And I'm like, no, it's not illegal. But they're not just trying to do something for you just because, they're reaching out to you because it's a beneficial thing to them. So that's why I was running late. Illegal. But they're not just trying to do something for you, right? That's why I was running late. Talking to her, explaining to her, because I was like, to myself, I'm saying, well, I thought we just discussed only texting high, not getting on a phone call and getting sold and persuaded on some other thing. So anyway, I told her we'll get back home, we'll have another conversation, and it'll be a little learning, teaching lesson for sure. But anyway, that's it, Property Rich. That was the thing there. All right, so let's try to, I'm stressing my laptop out, I guess. Let's try to get some of these tabs closed. We're going to run through these things as much as possible. Property Rich is like, the only thing I'm going to do with my crypto is wait until FSS start. I hear you, brother. All right, so let's get through this stuff as fast as we possibly can so we can get to the Flare Networks economy and the flywheel that they got going on that I hope more and more people are paying attention to, because it's really getting super awesome. And by the way, Steve, you know the guy, Steve, Home Business Loans, Small Business Mind, he checks small business. I forget what he checks in on YouTube. It's a small business something. He has a YouTube channel. He does a really good job of kind of educating people on the different Flare network D apps that are going on. And what I like it is he has a lot of the nuances. He understands a lot of the different nuances. So I'm going to try. I asked him, I reached out and see if we can't get him to come on a live stream. And we're going to go through some stuff together with some of my WFLR. Because I'm using my test wallet only and not have been using my main wallet with these new D apps, right? With the new D apps. And I was going to wait until the staking is over, because I'm feeling like I'm in the staking period. I did like a 60-month thing, 60-day thing. And it's just not as flexible as just merely wrapping and or delegating. So, because I really want to participate more with the D apps as they grow, right? They got to grow in volume, they got to grow in time being alive, right? Because they're still new. They're still new, right? They are still new. All right. So in any case, so I'm going to have them on so we can kind of go back and forth on the nuances to Flare Network and the dApps there. All right. So let me do this. I'm going to go through these and try to close them as soon as I can. This is big news, in my opinion. Spend the Bits is hopping on Flare Networks. They're building on Flare. I think that's awesome. It says here, send and spend Bitcoin. Send and spend Bitcoin and USDC instantly. Built on Flare Networks, your go-to app, Spend the Bits. Right? Experience seamless real-time transactions with just a QR code. Whether you're making everyday purchases or sending funds, Spend the Bits makes it quick, secure, and easy. Releasing soon in El Salvador. Right now, Spend the Bits is not available on mobile to US. It's not available in the US. Okay. Yeah, it's not available. Spend the Bits, we know it's on the XRPL where you can, Bitcoin and all that stuff on the XRPL. But they're going to do, they're going to hop on Flare Networks as well. I think this is great. And this will be awesome for exiting into doing stuff. What do we call it? Lifestyle chips, exiting for lifestyle chips. But in the Flare ecosystem, maybe you don't have to. And I'm going to share something that I think is hugely important, is helping with people understanding that you're going to want to have like 3 to 5 wallets for things that you do. And then that's going to be kind of like it. And this is going to be for audit and family offices, this type of thing. You're going to have like 3 to 5. This is the DeFi thing. This is the lifestyle chip wallet, right? And what do I mean by that lifestyle chip wallet? This is the wallet that I use in DeFi and I turn into to stables, and I borrow stables and I go do things. Why do you need that? Because when it comes to the audit and asset protection, you want to have just one wallet with the same kind of transactions so that you can verify that these are assets that you borrowed against as opposed to trading against, right? Right. So you want to have like a dedicated wallet for kind of that thing, right? A dedicated wallet, and even more specifically, address. It's just that's it. This is what you use. You did this, you did this, you did this, and you're over here, right? Because there's a different thing when you're borrowing, right? As opposed to if you're selling and going out to the old financial system, right? There's a difference. So you're going to want to get like 3 to 5 wallets to just kind of do that thing. So Flare networks, spend a bit hopping on Flare, I think is absolutely ingenious. Dan Rocky shared this. Imagine a future where all the top blockchains are integrated with advanced interoperability. Liquidity is flowing fast and frictionless from network A to Z. A new term emerges, blockchain agnostic. This means that people don't think much about what network and blockchain they are using. People will naturally go where liquidity and the desirable decent apps are available. Why will Flare be relevant in such a near future? Because of Flare's Oracle will be delivering reliable data not only to Flare, but to a vast array of dApps on a plethora of networks. This is Flare's unique value proposition: low cost, high quality, and reliable data. Data is the new oil, and Flare is leading this way as probably the only one, if you consider all aspects such as quality, reliability, and low cost. Yeah, and so right now, Flare's prowess for sure is decentralization, scalability, these type of things. However, market share is market share. Educating the masses and potential business says is going to be important because Chainlink has a significant advantage. And right? The institution, it might not necessarily be interested in the subtle differences between Chainlink and Flare. They're going to get, right? They're going to need to be educated on it. It might not be important to them. It certainly will not be. And if they don't know the subtle differences that probably add better security, better whatever to them, not just price and reliability. So, because institutions and, they like to go with tenured stuff that's been around, right? And so Flare's going to have to educate them on their ecosystem, right? How it works and just the benefits to, getting and hopping on Flare as opposed to Chainlink, right? And those people are going to have to understand that. So if an institution has a team dedicated to a thing, their digital assets division, Flare is going to have to educate them on that in a way that they understand it. Because, Chainlink has that name recognition. And now they got the CCTP as well. So you got to explain those differences. And when you're out there trying to grab market share. So Dan Rocky is a good one. He has some really good stuff. If you want to educate yourself a little bit better. Crypto Eddie shared this, and privacy, banks, and decentralized ID on XRPL. This is a proof of concept. This lady here is talking about the central banks and the central banks' needs. I'm just not a fan of supporting the central banks. Now that is because I know of the history. I know of the challenges with the central bank system, and I think personally, until that's changed, I'm just not a big fan until they revamp that model, until maybe stablecoins disrupts the fractional reserve lending. I'm not a fan. Now, Ripple could be they're taking advantage, they're trying to grab market share. But I'm just not for a CBDC or central banks, right? If the central banks are willing to change from the fractional reserve, and if stable coins can help them do that because everything's one-to-one, and we can change that dynamic of it, so that it's not all the benefits are going to these private owners of these central banks. then, perhaps maybe. And maybe Ripple is like, look, we understand. We want to have this established relationship, and then when the other part happens, it happens. But for me, not a big fan of the central banks, and it's the one thing that I do not like that Ripple does is just helping to establish these central banks. Not great. Don't want to deal with central bank digital currencies. It's just a means to, in my opinion, it's just a way for surveillance. And when you think about what's going on with Telegram right now, with the Telegram or the Ton CEO, look, they don't want us to the technology is allowing us to advance in a major way, and they're not trying to have that. So, to quote unquote state. All right. So Simon Dixon from Bank to the Future put this out. Telegram founder Pavel Durov has been arrested in France. Let me guess. Allowing people to communicate without surveillance is now a crime, and the founder is held responsible for what people say on the app. He says, let's see, but that's actually, they're disguising it with something else. And I'll share that later. Yvette put this out. Do you want an XRP ledger DAO? 70% said yes or so. Anyway, let me get rid of that. The poll thus far shows 70%. It's hard to tell whether or not it's my laptop or if it's something else. So still at 70%. Let's get rid of that. Here, Candace Owens put something out. I think it's important to understand as well. She says, do you understand the severity of what is happening yet? Pavel Durov truly believes in free speech and created a platform the deep state doesn't have access to. So they arrested him. This is madness. The Western world is not free. Perhaps it has never been. That's an alarming statement. But again, this is the fight. And I think the vast majority of people in crypto don't understand it. And certainly the masses don't understand that there's actually a real fight going on. Everybody's focused on when the price of their assets going to go up and not realizing that there's a bigger fight going on. I also tend to think this some of it is a test to see whether or not people are going to be willing to fight for things like free speech, or are they going to just submit to the state? So Tucker Carlson put this out. Pavel Durov left Russia when the government tried to control his social media company, Telegram. The government tried to control it. But in the end, it wasn't Putin who arrested him for allowing the public to exercise free speech. It was a Western country, current administration ally, an enthusiastic NATO member that locked him away. Right? This is France, right? Pavel Durov sits in a French jail tonight. A living warning to any platform owner who refuses to censor the truth at the behest of governments and intel agencies. You got to understand what's going on. I try to, do my best to. I'm going to share a Patrick Bet David video that's going to be alarming for you guys. But I try to just, like, you guys probably remember when I was posting, we can no longer afford to be naive. You can't fight the enemy if you're not educated on what the reality is, and what the enemy is capable of. nice documentary to watch. It's American Conspiracy. The octopus, as the octopus library was, in other words, it was about a journalist, American journalist who lost his life because he had discovered what he had discovered what the alphabets are capable of doing. And he lost his life because of it, because he was exposing it. So it's important to understand that. Right. So, it's just important to understand that, and ways to, and then understand it. There's exposing stuff. There's an ability to live with the truth, the ability to live with the truth that we have to level up. Exposing the ability to live with the truth, because when we begin to live with the truth, we can begin to take back that power that we've given up. Tucker says, again, let me read this sentence again. It's hugely important. This is Pavel Durov sits in a French jail tonight. A living warning to any platform owner who refuses to censor the truth at the behest of governments and intel agencies. Darkness is descending fast on the formerly free world. This is another key KOL talking about a formerly free Western world. Alarming. And the idea is, are we going to be good with being entertained and wind moon stuff? And are we going to just be good? Just be good. I've heard people say, I don't want to know the truth. I don't want to know. I've heard that. Right? I mean, think about that. This is the Candace Owens again here. This is the world we live in. All of the fake tales about renegade tech, fake tale. CEOs creating companies in their garage or Harvard dormitories were made for Hollywood lies. It has always been the government. Every true believer in individual freedom is persecuted. Again, it's just important to understand this, this ability to live with the truth that we must undertake. The ability to live with the truth. I don't know if that involves strengthening one's resolve. I don't know if it's that, but I do know that there is a measure of being able to live with the truth. That's hugely, hugely important. I want to share this really, really quick here. This is Jordan Peterson. And this is talking about something that I've been sharing subtly in videos about just really understanding what is going on in the Bitcoin economy. Right? It's hugely, massively important to understand. It's just take a listen to this here. Let me get to the chat and see if some more people came in. Let me welcome some more people to the chat. Joseph is in the building. What's going on, bro? Property Risk says, how much do you make if you loan out your FLR and XRP? If you loan out your FLR, would you still get the monthly flare drops? Well, the FLR has to be state wrapped, right? So it depends on the FLR, right? Can't just be regular FLR. It has to be wrapped, staked, right? Liquid staked would be probably a better option because then you could get it into the loan ecosystem from Flare, right? Joseph says, I wonder what's holding XRP back. Lawsuit's over, right? Absolutely. Price still going down, or is it just to manipulate? And that's what they want. Yeah. Hard to say, bro. I know it's kind of out of our hands. That's why I always believe this is massively important to have a portfolio. A lot of people think they have a diversified portfolio because they own these XRP and this XLM and any kind of thing that they think is an ISO token. I'm not a big fan of the ISO token narrative. But in my opinion, that's not diversification. That's holding a set of tokens in a certain sector, if you will. So that's just my opinion. But oh, Property Rich doesn't think it's going to go up. XRP is going to go above $3 this cycle. Interesting. Property Rich says they do not want you in. Why? They do not want you in. Ripple would like you to think they do. I really do not think it's going to do anything like what most people think. He says, no, it will not go above $3. It won't reach the prior all-time high, says Property Rich. Interesting. Joseph says, it's not even worth living in America. I'm coming to realize that. And it's the Western world. It's becoming the West, bro. I mean, it's just, I just hope people are paying attention. Oh, happy birthday, Joseph. Joseph says, just chilling. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, brother. What month is this? August. Happy birthday, bro. Co-creator Rod's in the building. Diversifying everything. Aloha, brother Siege. What's up, bro? All right, so yeah, everybody say, thanks, Gary's in the building. What's going on? Thanks, Gary. I missed you checking in. Triple G Facts Vets here. What's going on, brother? So anyway, I wanted to share that. Let's go over some more stuff. What else can we get rid of? Jungle Link says Flare Networks might be the biggest opportunity of this bull run with this EBM capability, unique F-asset system, and built-in decentralized Oracle services. Flare is set to redefine interoperability in a multi-chain future. Imagine this: AI integration, low transaction costs, and massive potential growth, all positioning Flare to lead the charge in 2025. That's a big statement. To lead in 2025, it's a big statement. We're talking major potential if everything aligns. This could be the sleeper hit of the next cycle, says our guy, Jungle Link. Don't sleep on Flare. The revolution will be televised. Yeah. When I first saw that, don't sleep on Flare from Arthur Hayes, I thought, you got to get the circles that the dude runs in, right? You got to get the circles that, right? You got to get the access, right? It's just like Raul Paul, it's the access. It's important to understand that, right? You're not just putting stuff out. It's the access. So in any case, I found this little poll interesting. Are you currently buying FLR? 46% said I have enough. The max guys wrapped up on this 100 billion total supply. I'm not sure why that is. They're doing 20 billion in incentives, 20 billion FLR. So I don't know. So I don't know. That's interesting. 46% said I have enough. So in any case, and 37% said yes, they are currently buying FLR. 16% no, waiting for better price. Yeah. Remember I told you about that? Remember I told you about people doing that? I got a question for you. Just Just something to think about. Just something to think about. If big money, like, I don't know, just pick something. Pick BlackRock, pick Fidelity. I don't know. Pick nine-figure exits dudes like Gary Cardone, for example. I don't know. If they're buying Bitcoin at 30,000 and 40,000 and 50,000, and it's their first purchase, what better price are you waiting for FOR? I'm just trying to understand that thinking. Because remember I said there were people waiting for a, $2 for $1 XRP, and they wait for a $4 for $1 XRP. Do you understand? If people are buying Bitcoin at $64,000, first entry, and I'm not talking about average retail people's first entry, I'm talking about decamillionaires, sovereign funds with billions of dollars, first purchase, states like Wisconsin, first purchases 30 or 40K. 30 or 40K, first purchase. I don't understand that. Not waiting for better, no, waiting for better price. I'm trying to understand it. How about this? Here's some food for thought. If purchasing a 64,000 BTC okay, is it okay to purchase XRP at $3? What about new all-time high? Is it okay? I just don't understand how it's okay to buy Solana at $10 and $13 and $15 and $40 like I did. And not be okay with XRP at $3 and buying it, but instead waiting for a better price. I'm trying to understand it. If the XRPL is that thing that you believe it is, you see people buying the asset and investing in the blockchain of Bitcoin at $65,000 and $70,000 from decamillionaires. Decamillionaires. How is it not okay to buy XRP at $3 or new all-time highs? My point to that is you're not missing out on XRP if you happen to make your first purchase at 3 or at 5 or at 10 or at $15. If the ledger is what it is. If the network adoption happens, in my opinion. So it's my example for me that I'm going to be perfectly good with, I made my purchases, this is where I am. And if it does garner network adoption, I will be good at $5 buying XRP again. If it does what it's going to do. If it's going to create the network adoption and go up the adoption curve on its journey to becoming a Mag 7. On its journey to becoming a Mag 7. This is a good video from Jungle. Highly recommend you guys check it out. And subscribe to Jungle's channel for sure. All right, so I'm going to leave that there for a second. Let's go over here. Rachel Renee, very popular in the XRP system. She says, I can't believe that my friends that bought Solana are doing so much better than me with my XRP bags. Just sucks. I said, I wonder why anyone would have just a XRP bag and not own both. And then this is the answer, and this is the challenge, in my opinion. Listen to what she says here. I own lots of different tokens, not Solana. XRP to me was packaged and marketed well as the one. XRP was packaged and marketed well as the one. She says that Solana was not packaged and marketed to me as the one, but yet has outperformed XRP. I went a little back and forth with someone, and there's people in the comments talking about Solana chain broke. It's VCs centric, as though those things matter. The average downtime, number of times, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and downtimes 1 hour, 24 hours, is the same as Bitcoin and the same as Ethereum. On average, it's the same thing. It was the same thing. No different than Ethereum breaking with crypto kitties. No different than Bitcoin, $2,000 transaction fees. Same stuff. On average, it's the same. But everyone is on not delving deep, not popping outside of the bubble and taking the XRPL bubble and taking a look around. But if they would have taken a look around and popped outside of that bubble because they want to make sure that their investment is right, and what do you do to make sure your investment right? You go to opposing views of the investment. You go to other views of other investments and compare and contrast. This way you learn more. I did a video on the VCs versus Solana and the VCs and VCs on Solana and VCs on Ripple. The numbers are about the same, 105. The value is more in Ripple. More VC money to Ripple, the company, which up until 22 months ago was vastly directed by Ripple, the direction of the XRPL. But they want to say it's Solana's the VC chain. I would say, well, Ripple doesn't own the XRPL. Really? They don't guide the direction up until this point. They haven't been guiding the direction of the XRPL. Guiding the direction. What's going to be built on it? What are they going to focus the majority of their thing on? This is an open public thing, right? Who's been guiding it? Why does Ripple keep constantly be associated with the XRPL? So if you're going to say that the Solana Foundation is VC, if you're going to say Solana's VC, which is really the foundation, right? What is the XRPL? Bottom line, for people trying to change their lives, is the performance of the asset. Is it not? I mean, maybe, again, I'm assuming that people are here to create wealth and generational wealth, not to go to dinner and tout the technology of a chain. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe there are people they're not here for wealth. They're here to tout the prowess of the chain. This, again. So anyway, I just want to share that because it's just alarming. It's just the vast majority of people just kind of, I don't know, did we forget why we're here? I mean, there are people who get venomous about Brad Garlinghouse. They'll get like venomous about some executive at Ripple. An executive at Ripple. I mean, get nasty defending executives at Ripple. What's this here from Dan Rocky? Ali G put this out, which is, she's a big Flare person as well. Dan Rocky paints a powerful picture of blockchain agnostic future where Flare stands out as the key player. With Flare's Oracle delivering reliable, low-cost data across networks is set to be the backbone of a fully connected crypto ecosystem. What's going on, Ali G? I hope you are well. What is this? Very popular opinion. This is going to trigger a lot of people. Owning real estate does not make you a productive member of society. I'm gonna share this thing with my guy Steve. See if he what say you about that, Steve? Let's get rid of that one. I'm trying to free up my resources for this laptop so it works better. This was really disturbing. I'm not going to share that. Really disturbing. All right, what we got here? The Gecko terminal stuff. We'll keep that. I did that for the Patreon members on DeFi. Share some tips and stuff for Gecko terminal. Speaking of crypto Ripple executives, Fruition Productions put this out. The people doing the XRP documentary. We are excited to announce that we are targeting the release of XRP Unleashed, that's the title of the documentary, for this November. We've taken matters into our own hands and are pursuing self-distribution. This means the documentary will be available on a few platforms like Apple TV and Amazon without their support. I don't know what that means, without their support, but it's going to be on there. Interesting. Hollywood in general is in free fall, so there is less appetite more than ever on new content that isn't from established providers. This means, just like we've done the whole time, we have to remain self-financed and produce the project without their assistance. So there is the answer: self-finance without assistance. So JTXRP asked this question. Just curious, what kind of resistance are you getting? I was excited to see this on Netflix at some point, but wherever it is, I will help promote it. I wonder if any of the big names would help make some feels happen. Don't know what that means. Maybe Brad Garlinghouse knows some people. Fruition put this out and said, Brad and his executive team are not willing to appear. We did interview David. When you see the scope of what we're covering, I actually don't blame them at all. Resistance in the form of requiring lots of story compromises and then arbitrary celebrity. Wow. Says Fruition Production says, yes, we will be on Prime Video, but yes, we will be on Prime Video, but note that Amazon is greedy and takes 50% of anything generated there. I got a interesting. Let me know in the chat if you heard of a guy named Tom MacDonald. He's a hip hop guy. Let me know if you've heard of him. 50% from Amazon. 50%. But the Ripple executives are not willing to participate in this XRP Unleashed, which is essentially ETHgate. And the execs are not willing to participate. Now, I know people are going to make excuses for them, but they're not willing to participate. And retail XRP holders thinks it's more important to be involved in ETHgate than learning how to get on the XRP app. So when Jungle Inc. does a video, it says ETHGate is dead, and he did prior videos on, time to shift the focus from ETHGate to the XRPL and XRP. Ripple executives they're not all in on ETHGate. I know, again, there's going to be people in the comments, they're going to make excuses for Ripple. But it says right there, Brad and his executive team are not willing to appear. So that means they reached out to him. And you can take it for what it's worth. I'm just sharing. People wanted to throw shade at Jungle, and he's betraying the community and all this nonsense. This is we're talking about, this is important. We're patriots and all this other stuff. But no, I don't know how to hop on the XRPL. And no, I'm scared to death of DeFi. DeFi is dangerous. All these things. And you wonder why the XRPL is number last in daily active users. Which means there is no demand for the asset XRP. Even with Dark Horse continuing his thing and pointing out, well, Crypto Eddie had pointed out that the new ODL doesn't even require them, the entity, the third party, the partner, to hold XRP. Ripple's going to do it themselves. In other words, this whole demand thing of XRP that people keep thinking ODL is going to provide hasn't provided it as far as price value accrual, has not provided. It doesn't look like it's going to in the future either. All right, what else I want to share? This is very, very interesting because this is talking about financial planners. Like, there's a financial planner that has a YouTube channel. This is about financial planners out there, probably your neighbor. So financial planners for me are RIAs or non-RIAs, stockbrokers, financial advisors, all that stuff. You understand? So Rob Cunningham put this out. Says, Dear XRP Army, he tagged Ripple, XRP fans, and whatever the KUWL family is. I guess that's his show or something. This is an educational alarm intended to be a public service notice for us all. Baby, can you give me some more coffee, please? An educational alarm intended to be a public service notice for us all. I received the following message from a friend concerned about the advice she received from her stockbroker. As the floodgates of retail investor begins to open, we can all grasp how advanced our research, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom is compared with the emerging cadre of financial professionals. The message from the financial advisor, stockbroker. Hey, Rob, it's blank from blank. I'm trying to talk my spouse into investing in XRP. And this is what our financial advisor says about it. Can you shed any light on the opinion of the company? Thanks. Below are his comments from the stockbroker. XRP, if you're interested in the cryptocurrency thesis, I don't like the company Ripple. It is the private company that issues XRP tokens for use in the services in which you can invest in. Not that it can't go up or that they aren't working on some interesting things. But the way you invest in it doesn't sit well with me. If you could have owned Ripple as a private company, that may be a decent thesis. I like their thesis. Cross-border payments are expensive and time-consuming. XRP, their cryptocurrency token, their Ripple's token, solves this using blockchain technology. The main issue with current cross-border payments across payment process is that it involves intermediaries to manually reconcile accounts and currency exchange. It says time and fees. These are time and fees roadblocks. Blockchain technology, not necessarily just Ripple, allows for near instantaneous settlement due to the inability to fudge transactions. The issue I have with XRP as an investment is that they are unregulated. By the SEC and can issue new tokens at any time, like a stock sale. Issue new tokens like a stock sale, and the investor gets diluted. This is what they did in 2020 to raise $1.3 billion for the private company owners of Ripple, and the SEC sued them. XRP is fundamentally different from Bitcoin, true that, and that XRP is a centralized cryptocurrency governed by Ripple, whereas Bitcoin is decentralized and governed by voting power across the network participant. Voting power. Ripple has made some progress with real-world partnerships as their service really matters. And Bitcoin cannot be a global cross-border payment system. It's too slow to process the necessary transaction volume. But tons of centralized cryptos exist and will continue to be developed, including, I believe, the dollar and whatever the Federal Reserve creates one. I just don't see how Ripple is the future of cross-border payments. If you're interested in crypto, I wouldn't invest because of cryptocurrency's ability to do digital payments better. For me, Bitcoin is the thesis because it may be the truest definition of a hard asset. The only way to combat infinite money printing is to have an asset with utility that has a fixed supply. The only way. So a couple of things about Bitcoin I agree with there. Now that the regulators and Wall Street are allowing its investment and the government has not banned it, I think it is here to stay as a form of digital gold. Thank you, baby. It won't be used for payments, but its supply is fixed. And it travels around the world better and easier than gold. If you store it cold, it is the most secure asset in existence, assuming the internet stays on. Over the past 15 years, since the government started mega bailouts in 2008, Bitcoin is the only asset class which has grown in value net of the amount of money printing during that time. The only asset class to outpace the rate of growth. So the point for Rob sharing this is that, number one, he's talking about there's opportunity for people who are in the know to better educate the masses, for sure, and that these professionals don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now, he had most of the BTC stuff correct. I would say 95% of the Bitcoin stuff he does have correct, but 95% of the XRP stuff, he's completely wrong. Like, completely wrong. My point is we have to take ownership. We can no longer afford to just be naive. This whole idea of I'm just going to hang around and just hold my stuff on a ledger and I'm just going to listen to YouTubers is not enough. How can you counter that argument from that financial professional. How are you going to be able to do it? If you're not you're not going to learn it from the XRP entertaining content creators. And I always use the entertaining, which is separate from those like Jungle, King Solomon, Darren Moore, Crypto Eddie. There's a difference. But in addition to separating those from the entertaining content creators like Brad Kimes and Digital Asset Investor, we have to pop our head outside of the XRPL bubble and take a look around to get better educated on what it is that we hold and to get educated on the digital asset space as a whole. We always talk about leveling up your XRP IQ, leveling up your digital asset space IQ, and leveling up your financial asset IQ. Like one wallet, one wallet address dedicated to borrowing against your assets, so that when you go to the dirty, nasty fiat world in preparation for an audit, in preparation for having a conversation with the family office, because you have your net worth, you're a high net worth individual. So I wanted to share that for sure. You guys got some great stuff coming on here. Oh, with that, we got some ant problem. Looks like the pesticide guys here, because this ant infestation is crazy. All right. Property Risk says this will be a very good way to piss off XRP holders, making them sell. The next bull run is where XRP will. So you're saying XRP will pump? I thought you said earlier that it's not going to reach $3. Property Rich, help me out with that. All right, what else we got? Jay Corn said, is there such a thing as a world civil war of individual countries? Yeah. Property Risk says, yes, I have enough FLR too. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Love it. David O'Coin, good day to add to my bag of flair. I hear you, bro. That's right. Co-creator I said, if they are talking about taxation on gains and unrealized gains, what's that tell you? It's happening, right? The new financial system is a thing. It's here. It's digital assets in that economy. It's here without question. Property Risk says, I sold one of my houses last year to buy more FLR. Good night. This is going to be the biggest crypto pump in all of crypto. If that hits $3 or $10, wow, you could become a GOAT. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I was listening to Peter Dunworth, and he was talking about the value. What's going on, bro? He was talking about the value of the asset Bitcoin as opposed to real estate. And I'm telling, and this Peter Dunworth guy is, he runs a family office.
Yeah, but now we don't like to mix the stuff because then they hate each other.
But I had to do it because they were all hurt.
Oh,
Still.
oh, yeah.
So like they were all, that's my. But I feel like I'm fine.
So, in any case, it was a very good read. Again, very good listen to, rather. And again, it's because I'm willing to challenge my investment. I'm willing to gain different perspectives. You got to be willing, in my opinion, humble opinion. What's the challenge right now for vast majority of XRP holders, property rich, is they want confirmation bias. They're not willing to challenge their investment thesis. They just want the confirmation. They just want to, I mean, they call it hopium and all that stuff. But it's just a confirmation bias. That is not the take from a sophisticated investor. A sophisticated investor is willing to take in the opposing views and or other views. So, interesting move, property rich. Joseph says that's why I said what I said, because if we end up getting hit with 25% unrealized gains, and we can't use the exchanges that have the projects, that's actually going up in price. Yeah. Oh, in Croatia, you only need to hold crypto 2 years and it becomes completely tax-free. Completely tax-free. Just hold it for 2 years. That's a bear market, baby. What kind of do they have any citizenship by investments thing for Croatia, bro? I think they do. I think they do. That's right. You got to have a plan. Property rich is right. If you know you're going to become very wealthy, then you have to have that chat with yourself and ask what it is that you want. And one of the more important things is just you got to protect the asset. You got to protect your assets because they're coming for them. We've been saying that on the channel pretty much from day one. This is what I say when they say they want your assets. They're going to strike the unprepared. Yosef says, imagine making $1 million and having to give up half of that, and then got to wait another 4 years to clear $1 million after taxes. That's crazy.
Spray around the perimeter. I would also request whenever the guys come, say, hey, glass tech, say Steve, the bearded guy, everybody knows him. Just say he was requesting, y'all spray inside as well. Because I don't like to spray inputs.
Property risk says, wow, that's not good. I brought all my XRP 7 years ago. And FLR not long after. It's first airdrop. Huh? No, I haven't seen it in here yet.
That's not, I'm gonna tell you is our sticky pad called a mouse. So they found that they
No. Wow, that's not good. I brought all my XRP 7 years ago, and FLR now not long after its first airdrop. So next year I would have gone over the 2 years to say I could sell, though I think F assets will be bigger than selling and waiting to the bull run. I agree with you on the F assets being bigger than selling, and I believe which we're going to talk about. Flywheel Networks is really building, has a nice flywheel, and I would say like an economy to not having to sell your crypto. And other ecosystems will catch on and they will copy it. They're going to catch on and they're going to copy it. So again, for me, right now I'm trying to shore up some stuff. I'm trying to protect some assets. Thus, I'm not buying. The only thing I'm buying is Bitcoin and or stables to protect my assets. But once that is, I feel comfortable, it's protected. I just don't understand a 1 cent or 2 cent FLR not being a better price. Like, how is that not? Again, people are buying 60,000 BTC. So how is not a 2 cents, a 3 cents, a 5 cent FLR not a good price? a $1, a $2, a $3, a $5 XRP, not a good price. I'm just trying to understand that. Ian Rivera says research with a question mark. What do you mean? What's going on, Ian? How are you, bro? Legendary's in the building. The Blue Wrenches are here. That's right. Michael McCasey says to listen to critics of your investment to learn more. Why will FLR fail? Why will Solana or BTC fail? Massively important. Property rich. Okay, there you go. Now, and that was a question that I had this too. I said, so property rich in reference to XRP, he's saying that this bull run is going to get up to about $1, $3, not break new all-time highs. He thinks it's going to be the next bull run that does it. And so not this one that we're in. The next one that will begin 2028. And this is what my thesis was. I'm not chasing the game anymore with XRP. I'm letting the game come to me. And in that, the ledger and the ecosystem around it has to prove itself to me going forward. Can they create a flywheel like Flare Networks is doing? Can the XRPL, Ripple X, create a flywheel, create an economy around the asset XRP? Can they do it? That's the question. When I see them establishing that kind of thing, I will begin to take dirty, nasty fiat and buy more XRP. I can't sit here and complain about yesteryear of multiple six-figure XRP. It's over. That's done. It's gone. I can only focus on what I was fortunate enough to leave in a smart contract that is good and move forward from there. That's it. And the reason why I say that is because I had a position to begin to accrue again. But the more and more I got educated from people outside of the XRP bubble, the more I realized that I wanted to be more heavily weighted in what I believe to be the first two, maybe three of the Mag 7 in the digital asset space. And that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe Solana and Maker. Solana and Maker are the maybes, and Maker is probably a higher than Solana. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, to listen to critics of your investment to learn more. Yeah. So yeah, property rich. This is what I'm saying. Like, let the game come to me. Steve, what's going on, bro? We're gonna go over the flight. Can you hop on a live stream? Can you hop on the Zoom while we're live? I want to ask you some questions while we go over some of the platforms.
Thank you.
Oh, really? Property rich. So you can become a digital nomad. I'm jumping back and forth here. Oh, awesome. We're gonna get Steve. I'm gonna try and send him an invite link. He's gonna hop on the Zoom. I was just sharing with them how you have a really great grasp on the nuances in the Flare ecosystem that I do not have. And I want to be able to bring that to the community. So, but Property Rich is saying something. He said, I asked the Property Rich about Croatia and if they have a citizenship by investment program or something kind of similar to that. Because in Croatia, if you hold your digital assets for just merely 2 years, there's tax-free after that. I'm thinking 2 years, I'm freaking bear market's 3.5, 4 years. All right, Steve, I'm gonna try to invite you on, brother. We're gonna go through some stuff. And I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna use me as kind of like the test dummy. And we'll go through some stuff. But I got some important questions I think the community can benefit from. I appreciate that, bro. All right, so let's Property Risk says you can become a nomad. I'm thinking digital nomad very fast. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Miss Crypto Seas loves to travel, so we could go to Croatia and just go hang out, especially if they got the immigration thing figured out. Good night. All right, so all right, guys, let me try to invite from there you can get them a visa to stay in Croatia. Okay, and from there you can get then a visa to stay here in Croatia. You hear that? Talking about Croatia, digital nomad, and 2 years, that's it? 2 years? Two years, baby. That's nothing. All right. Beauty Hair and Nails is in the building. What the world? Who is that? Beauty Hair and Nails. That sounds so familiar. Ooh, Beauty Hair and Nails. How are you? I appreciate you checking in. I'm guessing this is a lady, yes? All right. So let's try to invite you, Steve, the Homeline guy, on. Let's try it. I'm trying this, so All right, let's see if we can't do it. I think you go participants. I think that's what you do. And then you go invite. Copy invite link, copy invitation. Let's copy invite link. All right, let's go share this with my guy here. Look for it on in the DM, brother. Oh, you want me to do it to the email? Okay, you want me to do it to the email? Let's do that. Let's try and do it. All right. Yeah. All right, there it is. Let's let's try. Let's try it. All right. Let me get to our thing here. So we're gonna have to do it twice. There that is. Oh. There it is there. So let's do this. Okay, there it is. I got it. Let me send it to you, bro. Yeah, let's do that. I sent it. I sent it. I sent it. Oh, yeah, I did it to your email, brother. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being a digital nomad. That's right, Joseph. There's nothing wrong with being a digital nomad. I'm going ghost also. Getting closer to the equator, I hear you, and start farming and building a self-sustainable living environment. I hear you, brother. I hear you. All right, so I sent that Zoom invite. How am I going to know when he's on? It's been so forever since I've done that. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Let me check something here with Mr. Crypto Siege. I'm not sharing. Okay. I'm not sharing. All right, let's close that. Oh, we'll see us when a participant, when he comes up on the participant, we'll know he's here. We're gonna get Steve, our guy Steve on. And we'll do a little something. So Property Rich, you're saying I could do that a digital nomad because I have a podcast and stuff, huh? $2 is sweet. I mean, because we're looking into other places in Europe as well to do that. I think it's hugely important to have multiple passports and visas. I think it's massively important. Massively important. Property Risk says Croatia is the luxury. Oh, there's that guy. The luxury of Europe. I hear that. All right, brother. Are you on? There you are. What's good? What's going on,
Can you
brother?
hear me okay, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Hold
Can
on,
you hear
let me
me?
get my audio right.
Oh, he can't hear me.
Okay, there we go. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I
Glad
love
to be
it.
on.
Listen, man, I appreciate you. I just wanted to let you know I appreciate you taking the time to share my stuff whenever we go live. I appreciate that. And I have been checking out your YouTube channel for sure, like on a daily, just getting better educated on the Flare economy, right? The Flare networks, Flywheel, and all those different kind of things. And I noticed that you have a really, really good grasp of I call it the nuances in the Flare ecosystem. You know what I mean? And I think it's hugely important that people better understand it. Because I said this, I don't know if you remember, but I said this a few months back that for the XRP holder, maybe Flare and the FLR token economy is what the XRP holders would like or would want or expected. That maybe we've been blessed and is actually FLR.
Yes,
You know
I
what I
remember.
mean?
I remember you
Yeah.
saying that.
Right. And so I just think it's important. As an XRP holder, Flare Networks is adding value to the XRP holder. It's not like it's taking away value. They're adding value to us as XRP holders. And they had the benefit of learning, and they did a really, really good job, I think, of learning from what worked and what didn't work with DAOs, with governance, with technology, whatever. They did a really, really good job, and they put in the stuff that works and they left out the stuff that doesn't work. And they have a good model.
I agree.
They have a really, really good model, and they value participation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all
You know
about
what I mean?
participation, and you know this because I've heard you talk about the corporate world, how things work. It's all about customer retention, and if you notice, all of their initiatives are all about retention. I remember I used to work for Sprint, and it was like, we can give you 120 minutes of free long distance up front, or we can give it to you 30 minutes a month and keep you past that point of, you know what I mean? It's all about retention.
It's all about retention, bro.
Their emissions, the airdrops, the adjustment on the airdrops were about retention. The emissions are about retention. You better believe everything is about maintaining retention on the network.
Absolutely, man. That's exactly right. And they're so freaking good. I think I can see I got the participant here. Let's get rid of that. All right. Now I'm hoping that they guys can see you. All right, let me see here. Croatia. Yeah, I have my passport for about. Oh, nice. Joseph. Love your take on crypto advice. Thank you, Property Rich. I appreciate that. Hey, say Steve, I gave you a sub last week, says Property Rich. Nice. Smart guys. Smart guys know. So can you guys see both Steve and I? It's like forever since I've done an invite on Zoom. I don't even remember what the heck's going on. It's terrible. All right. So you guys can see me and Steve. Yes. Hey, Property Rich, do you know anything about Russian rules on crypto taxation? Legendary is asking a question to Property Rich. So I was watching you did was that a live stream you did for like over an hour? Or was
No,
that
yes, it wasn't a live stream, but it was
okay?
one I did yesterday morning. Yeah, I didn't do
Okay,
it live.
okay, perfect. Yeah, that was really, really good. Now,
Thank
here's the thing. You're welcome, brother. Hydro says yes. Okay, perfect. So here's the thing that I noticed, and I just want to. I'm going to use me as the example to help the community. So I think the first mistake that I made, and I want to say mistake, right? With the whole Flare emissions, what's going on, Jungle? Was that I used a separate wallet. I call it a test wallet. I set up test wallets whenever I go do DeFi. And test means it's less than $100. Is I used my test wallet to interact for my first interactions with Flare Network dApps. Okay. So I use it for Kinetic and SparkDex, Enosis, right? I use my test wallet, right? So it's like $100 or less.
Yeah.
And what I realized about 2 or 3 weeks ago that how do I want to phrase this? It's you certainly want to only use one wallet for sure, but the other thing is it's an accumulation thing with these drops and these emissions, right? And so if you're segmenting them, it's probably not as beneficial as far as accumulating and compounding if you were just using, your main thing. But I was hesitant to do that because I don't like, right? I don't like new apps, new dApps, and new stuff with bigger money, right? I like to test it with the smaller money. And so I had decided, do you agree with that?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
absolutely. I agree.
yeah.
I have
So,
I have a DGen wallet, and then I
mm-hmm.
have a main bag wallet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, most of my main aggregations going in the main wallet, but then I have the DGen, like generally what you see when I'm doing those live screens.
Yeah.
DGen wallet.
Just like a DJ one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. And so a couple of things. Well, let me ask you this because community will be interested in this. The Focus Pass. Why did you decide to go and get the Focus Pass NFT and kind of participate in that ecosystem? Why did you choose to do that?
Yeah, because Focus TSO was one of the first FTSOs that really came out and made a big effort to give back to the Flare community if you invested in their NFT.
Uh-huh.
And they did a good job of really marketing it to the community to make sure that you knew that if you staked with them and if you picked up one of those NFTs, it was going to be beneficial. So I just kind of really just jumped on the bandwagon initially because I thought they did a really good job of just trying to engage the community as an FTSO. They're just a lot of them are just common, invisible, validators supporting the network. Whereas I think they came out and did a really good job with the NFT, with the ability to stake it and the ability to get extra rewards. And I got it for free. My first one I got for free.
Okay.
I got lucky. Dan Rocky actually picked my name out, and I got lucky. And then I bought that one. But I bought that because I noticed the prices. The prices of those things, some of those have gone for 500,000 Flare, 700,000 Flare. If you look at go back through their timeline and look at some of what those things have sold for. Some have sold for 500,000 Flare.
Wow.
Focus passes.
Wow. How long have they been around, you think, with their thing?
It's been just 3 months.
Just 3
months. Yeah, 3 months because I looked at what my rewards were for Focus tokens. It's 3 months.
Okay, so it's just 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And they do them. They drop you. I got 1,200 Flare, and I got 10,000, 9,000 Focus. About like $60 almost.
Right. Wow. Okay.
For value, just for staking with them and having the NFT.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So that's good to know. So, is it too late in your view to get a Focus NFT?
No, not at all. You can go on XHaven, formerly Sparkles.
Yeah.
You probably can find them on XHaven or on the new, Focus TSO is also the same one that dropped True Gems or Gem, the new NFT.
Right.
So you probably can find them on probably one of those two places. A lot more expensive than what they were, but you
Right.
can
Right.
still
I'm
find
sure.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Than just 3 months ago. So what other value add do you think having the focus NFT is?
I think that's the biggest. The biggest is that you get a boost to your staking rewards. So the
Hmm.
staking rewards a little bit higher
Yeah.
because they use some of the sales, some of the revenues, and the fees associated with sales of NFTs. They use
Hmm.
that and give it back. So that's why the staking rewards are probably a little bit higher, and then you also get the focus tokens. Those are the big value adds. It's just the tokens
Gotcha.
which can be converted directly to Flare or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then of course you get a little more in staking.
Okay.
And
So if I
staking is
get
so tight. The staking
hmm
rewards are so tight. To me,
hmm
that makes a bit of a difference. The fact that they're giving you a little bit extra boost.
Okay, I gotcha. And so you go get the Focus NFT and you stake that NFT with the Focus on the Focus platform, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Stake the NFT, and
Yep.
then you stake your 50,000 or so with one of their two validators.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And then so you do both things.
You got to do both. Yes.
I do
Yeah.
both. Okay.
Yep. That's why you must have the Focus NFT first, and then you stake to the validator.
Okay. Okay. You got to do both. Now, so one of the questions that I have that I'm trying to figure out what these little subtle nuances with wrap FLR and stake FLR. So I know I share with you privately, but I'll share with
Yeah.
the community
Yeah.
is that my staked FLR, for some reason I clicked a 60-day thing, right, with Bifrost. I don't know why, but that's what I ended up doing. And
Yeah.
so I just feel like, and see if you agree, I just feel like there's a little bit more flexibility with wrapping and delegating as opposed to having it staked. If my staked FLR is all the FLR that I got, so if I'm not liquid staking, if it's just staked, then it's staked. I can't do anything else with it, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's the disadvantage to staking with validators. Once
Mm-hmm.
you stake it, you're locked up for whatever period you select, whether it's 14 days or 60 days or 120 days. You're
Gotcha.
locked up. You don't have the ability to use that
Right.
in any other platform.
You
That's
can't use.
why Scepter came about, to give
Mhm.
some ability to use the tokens while they're still being quote unquote staked.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And I
like you're
love what. Yeah. So I was correct with that to say, okay, so because the only FLR that I've invested in is staked. So the XRP holder thing, that FLR is wrapped up with the Celsius bankruptcy. So I don't have access to that. That's
right,
wrapped up there. And so the only FLR that I have access to that I came out of pocket for is staked. And it was my second staking attempt. And again, I don't know how I did the 60-day or whatever it was, but I did some long thing as opposed to the 14-day one. So I was going to wait. So I have to really look into that and kind of see what I'm going to do after. I got like 12 days left. I got to kind of see how I'm going to navigate for there, because right now all my dirty, nasty fiat is going into protecting some assets that I have somewhere else. So I'm not buying any other things, but I'm only buying Bitcoin and I'm only buying these USDC to shore up that, protect the assets there.
sure,
So, but once that's done, I'm going to be buying FLR. I'm not doing an XRP anymore until they prove themselves to me going forward with the XRP out, right? They're going to have to prove themselves. So,
right.
do you feel like you have and this is for me, so it's not financial advice. He's just talking to me. I'm the guy, not community, not for everyone else. It's just me. Do you feel like there's a 1, 2, 3, A to Z, 10 steps for the best leverage, if you will, for the Flare ecosystem? Like, okay, you got some FLR. Okay, go here. Okay, you got some of that. Okay, go there. Do you feel like there's a 1, 2, 3 kind of thing with that?
I do. I think it's become clear now that Kinetic is in play. I think
Uh-huh.
the thing is you get your Flare, you wrap it, you delegate it, obviously, and get locked in on the 45% APY
Sure.
that you get, right? Just get locked
Mhm.
in, get that, take that, and then
Mhm.
I think it's a good thing to go lend it out on Kinetic because
Okay.
then you're going to start earning Jewel and Key.
Mhm.
Right? So you
Yep.
got you already got your 45% APY locked in because you're just hodling. You're going to going over it, and you have to convert it to S Flare because they only
Sure.
take it.
Right.
So I would just swap it out on SparkDex. I wouldn't
Yep.
wait because there's a waiting period. So just swap it out on SparkDex, and then I'd go to Kinetic and I'd lend it out, start earning Jewel, start earning Key,
Mhm.
and start earning the 1-2% whatever. Right. So now you're
Right.
locked your APY, and if you do
Okay.
nothing else, you're winning at 45 to 50% just by
Mhm.
doing nothing else because then you're still
Mhm.
earning Jewel and Key,
Great.
and you don't have to do anything else. Like the
Mhm.
whole borrowing, not necessary. It's
Right.
not even necessary. I mean, it's very risky, depending on what you get. But
Yep.
but that would be the 1, 2, 3. Like for me,
Okay.
if someone's starting out, my son, that's what I have my son locked in. He's
Oh,
he,
okay.
he
Okay.
he's got
Nice.
he's got a bag stake, and then he's got a non-stake bag, and then his bag is now over on Kinetic.
Oh, okay. Got it. I love that. Okay, so that's very, very nice. And I think that's really important for the community too. I'm glad you said that about the lending because people get a little, lending is a skill set. There's nuances to that, to borrowing after you lend, right? And some people freak out. They don't know what they're doing and they borrow way to the max and then they're in trouble for liquidation. So here's the deal. So when I get FLR, either I'm buying with Dirty Nasty Fiat or I'm getting some flare drop. When I wrap and delegate, you're saying that wrapped and delegated WFLR can be used on Scepter. You can take that to Scepter.
You can swap it to S Flare on Scepter or
Okay.
SparkDex, which
Okay. Yep.
I would do SparkDex because Scepter
Yep.
now has a
They got that
stake.
little waiting period going on. Okay.
Right, right. But
Okay.
SparkDex is already right. They've already put it out there on liquidity, so it's already ready to go. It's already
Yeah.
earning, right? So
Exactly.
I just swap it on SparkDex and then
Okay.
immediately go and lend it out on
On Kinetic. On Kinetic. Okay. So when I love SparkDex, I think they're going to win in the Flare ecosystem. I really, really do. They
yeah
got a nice feature set in UI UX for early on. It's really, really good, right? It's really,
yeah
really good. And so wrap and delegate, and you can connect the wallet that you have FLR wrapped and delegated. SparkDex will recognize that, and it will allow you to swap into S Flare.
that's
So
correct.
so you're still getting the flare drops. Now you have SFLR, which is the liquid staking version. Now, once you swap that to the SFLR, is that an additional benefit?
The only benefit is that you don't have to worry about collecting your airdrops and collecting your weekly rewards because
Okay.
S Flare automatically does that for you. Um,
So
so
that's the added benefit.
that's an added benefit. You don't have to do anything. Yeah, right. That's
Yeah.
that's why you're locked into the 44-45% APY because they
Mhm.
automatically do that for you, and then so you can see your balances grow. So I have
Excellent.
a bag. So I have a bag of S Flare that I
Mm-hmm.
have Kinetic that I'm lending out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Got a
Mm-hmm.
bag of staking, and then I've got a bag that I keep that I don't do anything but delegate and wrap. And
Okay.
it's because I use those rewards, I use those airdrops to do different things, right?
Right.
That's how
Yeah.
I move around and get liquidity or play around in a pool for
Right.
free. I get for free, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm not coming out of pocket for it. So I have 3 different bags. I got staked,
Gotcha. Yep.
right? I
Yep.
got S Flare that I'm using in Kinetic, and then I
Mm-hmm.
got another bag that I just use the airdrops and the rewards to do things with it, to go
Gotcha.
play around in those pools so that I can show people on the videos,
Mm-hmm.
in real live wallet form,
Right.
or give some to my nephews or my son, right, to help them build
Mm-hmm.
up their bags. So that's what
Gotcha.
because once you S Flare, you can't get control. You don't have them anymore. They
Right.
aggregate themselves. Once you're
Right.
staked, you only get them, every 2 weeks, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
get the airdrop.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have that weekly bag, right, you can continue to do something, and that's the bag I play around with too.
Okay. And the weekly bag, and how do you and what is the weekly bag? What is the makeup of that? Where are you getting that from?
Big bag is wrapped flare that's
Mhm.
delegated to an FTSO.
Okay.
So I get
Week-
the every 3.5 day right rewards.
Yeah.
And I
Gotcha.
keep that so that I can keep liquid. Okay? That's my if I need liquidity, I'll pull it from that. If I
Got it.
want to around something, I'll pull it from that. But I keep that because I keep getting those. Whereas staking, you don't get them. Once you
Right.
stake the rest flare, you don't get those as frequently.
Okay. Okay. I got it. So I like that. Okay. So the 3 bags for sure. Let me make sure everyone's less than a week ago was day. I want to say you will do better. Okay. All right. So I love this. So the other question that I got is what do you think?
Still there, Siege? I lose you. Hello? I lose you. Hello? Hello?